Amy Coney Barrett Confirmation Hearings Day 1 Recap. The Senate Judiciary Committee hearings for Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett kicked off on Monday morning on a federal holiday when basically no one was watching. The hearings for Judge Barrett are expected to last until at least Thursday and dominate much of the media for the week. And we'll be covering them all week, so be sure to subscribe to our channel now to get the updates in real time. Day 1 of the Barrett hearings started with senators making their opening statements, some virtually, and it became clear immediately that the confirmation would be at least as political as those Brett Kavanaugh faced in 2018. Democrats immediately railed against Judge Barrett for her views on health care, suggesting she would somehow abandon those with pre-existing conditions, despite the obvious that the court is not making a decision on this issue and that the Trump administration has made countless reassurances that patients would be protected. The Democrats also suggested, dozens of times, that Judge Barrett should not have been nominated at all and should not be confirmed before the election. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell and Chairman of the Judicial Committee, Lindsey Graham, have expressed their intent to continue full speed ahead to confirm Judge Barrett before November 3rd. This is only the beginning. Watch top moments from the Amy Coney Barrett confirmation hearing, Day 2. On Day 2 of the Senate Judiciary Committee hearings for Supreme Court nominee Amy Coney Barrett, she went head-to-head with members of the Senate, which she will be doing for the next few days, so please subscribe now and we'll keep you up to date on the whole process. Unlike yesterday, where the senators and Barrett gave well-scripted, timed opening statements, today they opened the floor to question the nominee. With all the back and forth, Amy really had the chance to shine. Here are a few of the top moments.
You know, most of us have multiple notebooks and notes and books and things like that in front of us. Can you hold up what you've been referring to in answering our questions? Is there anything on it?
That letterhead that says United States Senate. I interpret the Constitution as a law, that I interpret its text as text, and I understand it to have the meaning that it had at the time people ratified it. Okay. So that meaning doesn't change over time, and it's not up to me to update it or infuse my own policy views into it.
Did you say that he pushed the Affordable Care Act beyond its plausible meaning to save the statute?
One thing I want to clarify is you said that I criticized, Chief Justice Roberts, and I don't attack people, just ideas.
I think you're an amazing role model for little girls. What advice would you give little girls?
Well, what I'm saying is not designed. My brother now has left. I was just thinking of what my dad told me before the spelling bee about anything boys can do, girls can do better. And since my sons are sitting behind me, I will also say, but boys are great too.
Thank you.
Here's what you missed from Day 3 of the SCOTUS hearing. On Day 3 of the Supreme Court confirmation hearings for Judge Amy Coney Barrett, Democrats took a much different approach. While Day 2 featured bombastic displays where they railed against Barrett, aggressively questioned her about whether or not she sexually assaulted anyone, and implied she might be friendly towards white supremacy, Day 3 was more subdued. Perhaps they realized how unflattering their outrageous commentary was on Tuesday. It's possible that they don't think another aggressive hearing is worth the negative news coverage in an election year, especially when all the latest polls show Barrett's confirmation is inevitable now. The most recent Morning Consult survey shows that support for Amy Coney Barrett continues to rise, going from +3 at the end of September to +17 today. Interestingly, Independents showed the biggest movement, going from -3 to +7 in the last 2 weeks. Democrats can't stop her, so apparently they're not going to try anymore. At least, that's what they decided on Day 3. Subscribe now to get all the updates as the hearings continue, and you'll hear from us first if the Democrats decide to change their strategy. Alert! Big tech censorship has officially gone too far. On Wednesday morning, the New York Post published an exclusive expose revealing Hunter and Joe's shady business deals, including a series of emails that described Hunter Biden's relationship with Burisma. The article made it clear that Hunter was selling the former vice president's influence, and it proved that despite Joe Biden's insistence that he never did business with Hunter or met with anyone at Burisma, he 100% actually did. There were screen caps to prove the meeting arrangement. It was a bombshell story, so of course the liberal media teamed up with big tech to prevent people from reading it. By Wednesday night, both Facebook and Twitter had released statements explaining that they would be suppressing the article to, quote, prevent the spread of misinformation. Twitter went as far as suspending the New York Post account and suspending anyone who shared the New York Post's links, including White House Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany and the Trump campaign. And of course, mainstream reporters rallied behind the tech giants to support the censorship. An overwhelming amount of blue check marks came out with fake claims that it is somehow the patriotic duty of every platform to prevent the free flow of information. Others suggested voters would be too stupid to form the correct opinion on the article, and that's why it needed to be suppressed. That opinion, in their view, should be that Team Biden did nothing wrong, obviously. The censorship has absolutely enraged Trump supporters online, and the story these tech giants intended to suppress has now become a national trending topic. Now, everyone has seen that Joe and Hunter literally sold out our country for cash. Though they were ultimately unable to prevent the truth from spreading like wildfire, the attempt has inspired conservatives to call on the president and Attorney General Bill Barr to take immediate action against the Silicon Valley monopolies, who are more clearly than ever doing the bidding of liberal politicians. Judge Barrett, before Election Day, Senate Judiciary Committee has officially announced the day they will vote to confirm. After 4 long days, the Senate Judiciary Committee concluded its confirmation hearings for Supreme Court nominee Judge Amy Coney Barrett. And they announced the day they'll vote for her confirmation. It's October 22nd. After the Judicial Committee votes, the decision will be brought to the floor for the whole Senate, most likely within a week of the committee's vote. If the Senate Majority Leader is correct and Barrett does have the votes to make it through the process, she could be sitting on the bench a week before Election Day. Barrett is President Trump's 3rd appointment to the Supreme Court, and if confirmed, she would be one of the several hundreds of conservative judges confirmed by Mitch McConnell's record-breaking majority.